deduct, funds, maybe for maintaining the card, maintaining the account. And those things usually push away clients, although as much as one may want to save money with a bank, but those deductions, especially when one has, small amounts of money, they really make them demotivated. So why does the bank do that? Why don't they ask for permission from people before deducting whatever they have saved?
Good luck. I think the bank needs to make money anyway. Yes.
So probably I can quickly answer that. So if you're opening an account, you have to be extremely careful. Banks, by regulation, are transparent about bank charges. And DFCU, for one, has low-cost accounts where the charges are basically minimal. You may be charged on certain transactions, but not for maintaining the account. And I believe it's the case for nearly basically every bank has accounts like that are aimed at that particular segment. So you just need to do your research, find out which account is suitable. And in the event that there is any, deduction that you are not aware of, there are mechanisms in place to resolve those disputes. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Walter Court, and I'm an entrepreneur. I want to ask you a question. I've just got into entrepreneurship. I think I'm about 6 months now. And recently, I managed to get a contract that is about 22 million shillings. But the client is actually tells you, I am paying you half of that money to start off your contract. And here you don't have finance to actually deliver the service at the end of the day. Now, you run to the bank, and the bank is asking you if you have collaterals. Is DFCU able to finance contracts using probably contract agreements between you and the client? Or you have simpler ways of us who are just gotten into entrepreneurship of how we can get finances and then pay that money back after the contract is completed? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we do have what we call bridging finance options. As long as you have your contract and it clearly shows the expected payments and the milestones and so on, you should be able to access credit without providing collateral. I think the biggest challenge is most businesses in this country, and I'm talking from experience because I've run a small business before, we don't invest time in legalizing our operations and making sure that we have a very clear and indisputable legal status. If you show up and you have your contract, but then you can't prove, for instance, that you've been complying with all sorts of regulations, at least for a given period, then that is a risk and no bank is going to give you money. If, on the other hand, you have everything in order, you've been filing whatever you need to file, you have whatever regulatory documentation you need, you're expected to have, then you will access that kind of credit. And a lot of companies actually do. People, they get contracts with government, they present them, they get the financing that they need. The challenge is now when you're...
Am I allowed to speak with my... is it okay? I have a bit of a cold. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope we are all well. I will be speaking on behalf of Stanbic Business Incubator. My name is Vanessa Mirembe. I serve at Stanbic Business Incubator, which is a subsidiary of Stanbic Uganda Holdings Limited. Okay, I'll just... So today I'll be sharing what our client offering is, but also I will say you could be a client, you could be a customer, And how we define our client or customer at the incubator is a typical small or medium enterprise, or a typical business owner, or a typical startup or an innovator. So I'll be sharing what our offering is, or what we do, or how we support entrepreneurs at the business incubator. So I will start with what we do. We have 3 offerings, as you can see. We offer enterprise development resources. We also do market access and access to finance. So these 3 were birthed out of a survey that the bank did, which is Stanbic Bank. We looked at what the ecosystem of entrepreneurs was at that time in 2018 when we were set up, and 3 things that stood out were most of the entrepreneurs lacked access to market, and most of them were finding it hard to access finance, and they needed skills to build their businesses, or skills to be able to put in place structures that would enable them move their businesses to the next level. So those 3 things then became our core pillars, and that's what we go by. So each and everything that we do at the incubator is under these 3 key pillars. As you can see, they have a few things under them. There's the building of skills. We have business advisory boards, but I'm going to get into that as we go along in my presentation. So one of the programs, and this would come under